Will the Republican tactics now work? Democratic Congressman Steve Israel opposes the deal and joins me now. Can you sort of take off your hat as a Democratic leader and talk about just how is this going to evolve on the Hill? You've got Boehner and a smaller group of opponents who share your opposition to the Iran deal, now trying to stop it, even though they don't have the votes.
Well, Andrea, as you know, I'm a forceful and visible opponent of this deal. However, what's happening now is that the Speaker of the House is catering to the hardliners in his caucus, eclipsing the support for Israel with more support for a partisan agenda. The responsible thing to do, and I say this again as an opponent of the deal, is let the House of Representatives vote yes or no. What the Republicans have decided to do today, purely in order to satisfy their right-wing base, is not do one resolution, but two resolutions, three resolutions. And those resolutions are excessively partisan, they are gratuitous, they are unnecessary. And so given the choice of doing the responsible bipartisan thing and simply opposing the deal, or doubling and tripling down to further politicize this deal and inject partisanship into this deal, once again the Republicans have chosen to do the partisan thing.
Aren't they putting opponents of the deal, like yourself, on the spot, forcing you into a vote you don't want to take?
No, what they're doing is they are unmasking themselves for who they are. You know, these folks proclaim their undying support for Israel, but they made a decision today, and that is to put their partisan agenda ahead of a pro-Israel agenda, and that's unfortunate. I will vote against the deal, but I'm not going to engage in partisan games, in reckless games, and I'm going to suggest to them that if they really care about the relationship between the United States and Israel, then what they ought to do is join me and others, supporters of the deal, opponents of the deal, in a bipartisan discussion of a post-deal environment. What should we be doing to ensure that Israel maintains its qualitative military edge, that we have a 10-year memorandum of understanding with respect to Israel's ability to procure technologies it needs to feel safe, and to reset the rhetoric that has been divisive and a disservice to the U.S.-Israeli relationship. I want them to spend their time on those three things and not three unnecessary partisan resolutions.
While this is going to be taking up, the time on the floor, what about the threat of a government shutdown? What about their votes against Planned Parenthood? It seems as though the House is even more dysfunctional than ever, and that only adds to the arguments of people like Donald Trump, who are saying Washington is broken, we need somebody to fix it.
Well, we left for August recess about 5 weeks ago. We left a Republican train wreck. We came back 5 weeks later to a Republican train wreck. 5 weeks ago, we left with the threat of a Republican shutdown. We now face that Republican shutdown. 5 weeks ago, we left Republicans frothing at the mouth against Planned Parenthood. We come back, they're frothing at the mouth against Planned Parenthood. 5 weeks ago, they had a short-term extension to a highway trust fund. We come back, they're still talking about a short-term extension to the Highway Trust Fund. The American people want a Congress that can learn how to compromise and make progress in their paychecks, in their lives. They're sick and tired of the kind of partisanship that we are seeing every single day in this place. And now that partisanship has just been increased on this vote on Iran.
Steve Israel, thank you very much. Thanks, Congressman.